Alrighty, here we go. It is time for Yu-Gi-Oh! GX Series of 8, the last quarter-final match. Well, they were all put to quarter-final by default, but it's Syrus. And he is going up against Chumley. And this is a hotly anticipated match. Both decks have enough power to, both decks have an even amount of power, if that makes sense. They just need to draw either their right fusions or their good cards. So hopefully we should see a good match. Okay, after this one we do have Alexis continuing her Battle City run, and she is up against Seeker, so hopefully the duel doesn't take, 50 minutes, as Seeker's duels have done. Bicroid Connection Zone. Alright, there's Psychroid. No fusion available. And Drillroid's got a good effect. That can destroy a defense position monster before damage calculation. Very handy effect. Okay, as it is a new day of Yu-Gi-Oh! A day went through of new comments. And these two decks are relatively simple. Drillroid, gets a good win. It's against a 1700 defense as well. So yeah, Drillroid's a good card. That's where we were up to. Okay, face down from Chum, and with Vampiric Koala, that's going to get him some life points back. Only 200, but it's better than none. Okay, Sax Pack Ab says, it's a Simpsons joke, Chazwazza. We have them in America, they're called bullfrogs. That's a silly name. I'd have called them Chazwazzas. It's a Simpsons. Oh, is that from that? Oh, that's from the Australia episode as well. It's been like so many years since I've seen that episode. I remember the episode, but I haven't actually seen it for like... Yeah, because Bart introduces the bullfrog to Australia, and they end up like... they end up spreading. Yeah, and that's right, because the guy... Is that the same dude that said that they'd play Knifey Spoony as well? I see you've played Knifey Spoony before. Dual Truckroid, 2000 defense. And so Chumley's deck has been upgraded a little bit. Des Wombat is now in. I don't know how I missed Des Wombat from Duelist Kingdom. But there's a couple of updated spell cards, mostly ones that will either increase the attack of his beast monsters. There is one in there. I actually used one of the AI decks to quick build Chum's deck, and that one right there, the Big Arch of Animals, the Big March of Animals. Also, again, I don't know how I missed that for the Duelist Kingdom deck, but that is actually a pretty strong card, although Syrus has activated Magic Jammer to ruin our fun. But okay. Glendevo says, my one hope for this Alexis run is that Cyberblader will be fusion summoned. Her effects are fun to play with. And Etoile is French for star, pronounced Etoile. Oh, okay. Etoile. Etoile. Okay. Etoile. Actually, yeah, I do see it now that I look at the spelling a little bit closer. And if it's French, yeah, okay. Pronounced Etoile. Well, we might see Cyber Etoile in the next game with Alexis. Oh, there's a Tree Otter, and it gets rid of Truckroid. Oh, Syrus is being a bit overwhelmed here. He's got his good fusion ace, but he just doesn't have the fusion material all at the same time to get one out to the field. Funky Dirk says, I will say that the title change match on Raw seemed a little off. I've seen less interaction dictate DQ, but instead the ref came out to break it up. I do see what you mean by that. That was from Raw. It was a match with Io and Rhea. Like, usually an action like that would get like a DQ in a match, but I guess with the quotation of being a title match, this time the referee was like, no DQs, and ran out and like started yelling at both of them. Hey, low key, that referee, Jessica Carr, she's scary, dude. She can yell. Like, she's got a set of lungs on her. Like, she went to Bianca Belair like, you back off, pointed at Rhea, you get in the ring. I was like, apparently, she's also training to be a wrestler as well, that referee. As well, so I've read as well. They should have made her the one that attacked Jade Cargill. That'd be a storyline to get the referee into, like, to being a wrestler. As Chum has, a little bit unnecessary. It's probably, 4,300 attack points. So if Syrus survived that attack, Chumley would be getting 4,300 life points back. But Chum will pick up the first win, convincing win. And Syrus just needed fusions. He just didn't have them. Crimson Maelstrom says, Duelist Kingdom decks are notorious for bricking in modern day. Keith is the perfect example of this. Yeah, and again, if you are wondering about that abrupt switch, that is the switch being taken off the dock and the other one being put on. As it means that we only need to have... Because usually the way we did this was having both decks on both switches, and then we could just swap the characters around. But we can have half the decks on one switch, half the decks on another. No, that doesn't work for some reason though, but what was it? Oh, because then the decks that are available on one switch can't duel against each other. Oh, that's right. Anyway, Syrus starts this one off. He plays a face down spell or trap to begin with, and a defense. Crimson Maelstrom says, Duelist Kingdom decks are notorious. I just read that, didn't I? I did. And for bricking in modern day, oh yeah, they do. William82 Bananas, that's a new name as well. It's got a avatar of Pikachu, and it looks like he's wearing the sorting hat from Harry Potter. Or a magic hat of some sort. I'll be another Pokemon fan as well. I saw the title of this and I'm thinking, you crazy LOL. They had Bandit Keith cheating in that duel to get 7 straight. I think if they had decided it was remotely possible for him to win that one, they wouldn't have had him cheat. Because cheaters don't need such antics if they think or even know they can win otherwise. Particularly since there's always risk in cheating, of course. And they know it. Lest they are overconfident and foolish. It was funny when Keith got sprung for cheating and stealing Joey's entry card, because then Keith is like trying to think of a way to get himself out of it, and then he's being dragged off. Then he jumps up and he's like, jumps onto Pegasus' thing, and then if you watch the English one, Keith is just pointing his finger at Pegasus. We all know that was edited out. But Keith's standing there pointing his finger, Pegasus, and Pegasus is like, oh, just give me a moment to recover from the state of shock that your threats have put me in, Bandit Keith. And Bandit Keith is like, bro, like, do not tempt me right now because I will end you. And Pegasus is like, okay, 3, 2, 1, go. Clicks a button and Keith falls through the floor and gets picked up and brainwashed by Marek. So you could say that the whole demise of Bandit Keith is Pegasus' fault, because if Pegasus didn't do that, well, then again, it is Keith's fault. He's the one who started it. Moon Wolfie says, when it comes to GX decks, Zane and Jesse probably have the most intricate ones. I really do love Zane and his various Cyber Dragons. Zane, Jaden, Crowler, and Chaz's Ojama are probably some of the most powerful decks in GX. Probably why Chaz stuck with his Ojamas. Jaden's deck is probably at its most powerful with the Yubel cards. Jesse's and Asta's deck can be powerful once all the effects and how to make the most of those effects when used with traps or spells are understood. Jim Crocodile Cook is Australian for sure. He came in with Jesse. That's it's going to be very, very tricky to do a Yu-Gi-Oh! GX season. One, because the characters don't use the same deck throughout the whole series, and there's a lot of characters. Like, I could probably do a 32 player season for GX. It'll take up all the deck slots. But I think when I counted it up, by technicality, I think I could actually make more than 32 players for a GX tournament if we use like some of the real minor characters as well. Which is like madness. It'd be like if it was 32 players, it wouldn't be a 120 separate match season. It would be 240. And if we did one duel a day of that season, like, because I wasn't usually uploading during weekends, but it would probably take close to a year to do that whole season. Like, that's low key though. I do want to do it. That's Koala. 1600 off Syrus. Chumley's at 11,000 life points. Moonwolfie says 3-0, good so far, but Bakura, Yugi, Kaiba, Arcana, and Mako could be troublesome. This is for Alexis's Battle City run. For clarity, I don't normally like golf commentary, but for some reason it works for Yu-Gi-Oh! Étoile is the pronunciation, it means star. It's one of my personal favourite French words, along with éclair, which happens to mean lightning, or éclair, despite it being associated with a pastry. I took 2 years of French in college and a few semesters in college for my art degree and science minor. Oh, that would have been fun. Learn a language, do an art degree, and science. Science is always just fun to see things happen that you're just like, how does that work? Like, when you mix two things together. There's one experiment we did in school where we mixed milk with a couple of different like liquids, and it turned the colors and made them like swirl into a rainbow. It was really cool. I quite like that one. And Chumley has drawn a polymerization, and Syrus got his 2700 beat stick to the field, and it's only going to stay on the field for one turn here. What, for Moonwolfie, what was the art degree in? Was it in like painting or music, example for art, or even, I think even acting and singing and dance and everything all comes under the umbrella of art. So yeah, what specific style of art was it that the degree was in? I've done a few diplomas and a lot of certificates as well, exam certificates in music myself as well. It's I've done a few AMEB ones for instruments. I did guitar, bass, piano, drums, ukulele, and well, I think I have electric and acoustic guitar. But I've done them in AMEB. And down goes Vampiric Koala. This is not looking good for Syrus. He is being absolutely pummeled. Wild Nature's Release. This could be the end of Cyrus's turn. Going for a sure thing with... Oh, Gyroid. Okay, that needs to be attacked twice to be destroyed. So Syrus will survive. Chumley is going to gain 3,300 life points. Oh no. Oh no, that's not for direct damage. Must only be for battle damage. Oh dang. Oh well. I mean, he's at 9,800 life points. He doesn't need any more. Alejandro Fernandez says, finally, and such long runtime too. Can't wait to watch. That was for my... when I finally got my early days, I did a video yesterday with the 1998 game. I did a little bit of research on that game, and I'll talk about it in the Alexis and Seeker duel because I haven't seen the time code on that video yet, but I'm sure it's probably like 50 minutes. It's probably a long one. If it's 50 minutes, I'm going to put it at double speed because I don't want to sit here for 50 minutes watching Seeker try and camp for Exodia pieces. Alright, is this it? I see. Chumley could have won that on the last turn. He didn't use Tree Otter's effect. Or did he? I don't know. I can't remember. It don't matter. Syrus has well and truly been beaten in this one. Well and truly defeated. But, well, Chumley will play Zane. I was kind of hoping for a Syrus and Zane match, but it's not to be. If Syrus can't beat Chumley, I'm pretty sure Zane's going to beat Chum. Well, so it will be... let me just pull the bracket up. It's on Battle City season. Series of 8s. Crowler against Alexis and Zane against Chumley is what our semi-finals will be. I am anticipating Crowler versus Zane for the final. Well, thanks everybody for tuning in. Alexis and Seeker is coming up next, and thanks for leaving all the comments as well. Wherever you are in the world, stay safe, take care, farewell.